Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. This dismissal is a reminder that the 5 promises in our baptismal covenant empower us with the tools to work and live in the world, and to make ethical choices that reflect God's vision for creation and the values of our Christian faith. For Anthony Turney, a deacon in the Diocese of California, the dismissal is one of the most important parts of the Eucharist.
Well, at the end of the service, after the blessing, the deacon has the last word in a way, because he or she then does say, "Go forth into the world to love and serve the Lord," or something like that. So it's not just go out into the world, it's go out to love God and serve. The 2 great commandments, in a sense. So you leave church on Sunday morning after having been fed with a great responsibility resting on your shoulder. What does that charge to go out into the world to love and serve God? What does that mean for me? How am I going to do that? No one's told me do X, Y, and Z. So it's part of my responsibility as a Christian is to figure that out. And then to do it. What is it that you care about? Where's your passion lie? What makes you excited? What makes you want to go out and demonstrate or something? I don't know. Whatever it is that excites you and you see as a need. That, I think, is the Holy Spirit talking to you. I don't think God is ever about the quantity of things. It's got to be some big thing. It can be something quite small. But if it just moves us towards the kingdom just this little bit, then I think that's all we're being asked. Because in your baptismal vows, you made the promise that you were going to serve those who are less fortunate than you, that you were going to manifest what Christ came to do. When he said, I didn't come here to be served, I came here to serve. That's true of all of us. So the 2 people who carry the bread and wine up the aisle and bring it to the altar are servants. They're acting as waiters. Every person in your congregation can serve God in some way, within their capabilities, within a way that enriches them. It doesn't have to be some huge project. It can be the smallest of gesture, the fewest of words. But I think it needs to come from the motivation that I am called to serve as a Christian. I am called to be a priest, to be pastoral. I'm called to be a deacon, to be a servant. And I'm called to be a bishop, to be a shepherd. We're all called to do those things.
Sister Jean is a member of the community of St. Francis and follows the example set by her patron saint, to live with humble respect and love for all creation. Her ministry takes her to a soup kitchen where she practices the very radical hospitality of Jesus.
The homeless people who come to, whether they're homeless or poor, whichever, they come to the soup kitchen and they are regarded as guests. This is very important, that they are treated with love and respect, that they're treated with dignity. Sometimes we're the only people who can treat them decently. The way we speak to them, the way we hand them their soup, anything that will help them to feel that they are a real person and that they matter. And that is very important to us who work in the soup kitchen. But what we're doing is an act of love, it's an act of peace, and it's an act of non-violence. I believe that through our baptismal covenant that we are all committed to be ministers, because we all minister to others, whether we're mothers, fathers, whether we have kids, whether we're school teachers, no matter what, we minister to other people one way or another. So you don't have to put a clerical collar on, you don't have to dress like me in order to minister to people. We all minister in various ways, however humble and however ordinary. And I like to help people to see that the ordinary becomes the extraordinary, that it's the ordinary things of life that really matter. And when the ordinary things are done with love and compassion, just meeting someone and greeting them in a loving way, or being there for someone when they're feeling very down and unhappy, that's ministry. We're dismissed with the words, "Go out into all the world and love and serve the Lord." And this applies to each and every Christian. Each of us, when we're sent out from the Eucharist, we are sent out into the world to love, to seek, to serve God in all the ways that we can. All the various ministries in which we are involved in, everything, every part of our lives is summed up in that. And so we go out in the name of God to do God's work.
Seeking and serving Christ in all persons is an important ministry for Brian Barnes. It led him to become a candidate for the diaconate and take his ministry outside the church.
Church is a wonderful place. It's a very comforting place. We come to church to be with community, to be with our friends, to learn and to grow. And it's safe and it's comfortable. And that's not enough. It's not enough to know that we're loved by God. It's not enough to be surrounded and infused with the love of God right here in this wonderful place. We're called, all of us, to step out into the world and to recreate that graciousness, that hospitality, that mercy that God has for us. I'm a part of Sojourn Chaplaincy, and we serve some of the most marginalized people in the city. They are people that are struggling with addiction, homelessness, and multi-leveled illness. They are people that are crying out for help, and they're people that I so much want to touch in a spiritual, loving, caring way. And it's very important for me to be present to these individuals that have suffered so much. The Holy Spirit comes in the midst of that moment when we look into each other's eyes and we realize that we are the same, that we're human beings. And on my end of it, I must do something.
That something for Brian includes volunteering in a soup kitchen.
Our saving action of coming to this table is what we do bring out into the world. We are called to recreate the table fellowship that we experience right here in the world through radical hospitality. One of the ways in which the community has been able to learn about the connection between this table and hospitality and radical hospitality out in the world is through this type of ministry where we literally feed the hungry. That we are all ministers of the church. And the deacon's job is to do just that, to empower and enable through modeling radical hospitality within the congregation and out in the world, and to invite and say, come with me, I can't do this alone.
Sometimes we answer the call of our baptism when we least expect it. Marty Coleman found her call when she went to a class with a friend.
It was about Christian values and critical issues of our time. What a snore, I thought, and I was knocked over by what I heard. The combination of politics, science run amok, and the story of Jesus calling us to do justice turned my life around. Turned it around. And when it was over, I said, I can't go on living the way I have, now knowing what I know. And in the context of this class, I met Jesus again for the first time. And I was introduced to the whole peace community. A whole new world of people whose hearts were aligned with creation. and offering themselves, giving themselves away in love to make a better world. I was transformed. I feel that I've been called to help other people open their eyes. And people like me. I lived with privilege. I've been educated. I have not suffered horrible poverty. I read, I think, and I vote. And we have tremendous capacity to change and to do justice. And half of us are half asleep, getting and spending. We're wasting this precious life. So, I'm about helping folks wake up.
Her vision and energy proved so contagious that soon a new ministry was born.
And we launched the Sustainable World Ministry, which talks about nurturing life, nurturing creation, or destroying it by the way we do business. It's been a very exciting run. We need to promote business that has a moral sensibility to it and has a clear code of ethics of how to do business. If profit and price are the only value, that is unsustainable. So we talk about drinking fair trade coffee. What a phenomenon.
Challenging Christians to think not only about the coffee they drink, but about the information they receive, Sustainable World created an innovative media project.
And we feature independently made documentary films. And it has become a wonderful new genre of information giving. I always say, don't worry about trying to figure out all the details of theology. God is in the work. Just come with me. Just come with me. The church has downlinks all over the world that have great potential to be an agent of change, an agent of hope. And I'm staking my life on it.